Hi, I'm Bobby Rio, and today's video is going to be a short video where I want to give you 7 facts, 7 mindsets about rejection. And this video is important because fear of rejection is the #1 thing that keeps guys from achieving what they want in pretty much all areas of life, whether it's meeting that cool girl that you want to go on to date or sleep with, whether it's getting that job you really want, starting that business you really want, making that sales call to earn the income you really want. At some point, you really have to get over your fear of rejection. Now, I think on a very practical level, most of you aren't afraid of rejection. It's not rejection that scares you, because when you think about maybe going up to a girl and asking her for her phone number, logically you know that you're not going to get slapped in the face, she's not going to throw a drink at you, nothing bad physically is going to happen to you. She's not going to like tell everybody in the bar and you're going to get laughed at. None of that generally is going to happen. Same thing when you pick up the phone to maybe make a cold call. You know that like the worst that's going to happen is the person hangs up the phone. So what is it that you're really afraid of? What's really causing this resistance to take that step, to take that action? And what it really comes down to is a need for approval. Human beings have evolved over 50,000 years. And 50,000 years ago, approval was very important. It was very important because we lived in very tight-knit clans as a prehistoric people. And in order to survive, everybody in the group had to approve of you, or else you were going to be like out in a cave by yourself. Unfortunately, as though we've evolved, that mindset, that need for approval is still here, even though we don't need it like we did 50,000 years ago. So I just wanted to give you 7 quick mindsets, 7 quick facts, 7 quick mindsets that you can experiment with and see if they help you with this fear, this illogical fear of not gaining somebody's approval, of losing somebody's approval, or being rejected by somebody. So the first of these things that I want to talk about is this idea that anybody who disapproves of you, who rejects you, is not in the same room as you 99.7% of the time. And when you think about this, it's like if you pick up the phone to call, let's just say, a prospect, or let's say a girl that, this happened to me. There was a girl that I had met and, nothing really happened. And a few months later, I was like, hey, you know what? I'd like to give her a call and just see if maybe I can re-spark something. And part of me was like, well, I'm going to look stupid, or I'm going to be embarrassed, or she's going to think I'm desperate. I had all these thoughts going through my head. And then a more powerful thought came into my mind that spurred me into action. And that thought was, I don't see her. On a daily basis, I never see her. So like whatever her opinion of me has no practical value on my day-to-day basis. I'm going to go through my entire life if I don't make this phone call without seeing her. Same thing on a sales call. If you're scared to make that sales call, just think that person, the person generally doesn't even know what you look like, let alone anything else about you. So keep that fact #1 in your mind, is that the person that you fear their approval is not with you 99.9% of the time. Second is it's impossible to please everyone. It's a very simple mindset. You're never going to please everyone, so there's no need to try. There's no need to go out of your way to try to be agreeable to everybody, to make everybody like you, because it's never going to happen. Mindset #3 is people are too busy staring into their cell phones to give a shit about you. And it's the truth. A lot of times I'm talking to a friend who maybe is worried that, oh man, I went out last night and I got kind of drunk and I said some stupid stuff and everybody's probably making fun of me today. And I want to say, nobody's making fun of you. Nobody's talking about you. Everybody's on their phone right now looking at, the latest Snapchat video that somebody sent them, or they're staring at how many people liked their latest Instagram pic. They're not talking about you. People have their own shit going on in their own life. They're too busy. They're too distracted to pay more than like a split second thinking about you. #3 is shit talkers shit talk because of their own need for approval. So if somebody is saying, oh man, did you see him? He went up to that girl and she totally rejected him. The reason they're doing it is to get approval from the other person. They're not doing it to make fun of you. They're doing it because they want a pat on their own back. They want somebody to like recognize, oh, you're cool, you don't do that. And that's really what they're saying. Look, I'm cool, I understand that. I don't do that sort of stuff. Tell me how cool I am. Anytime a person's shit talking about you or laughing about you, that's really all they're doing, is looking for approval in themselves. Next mindset is very simple. I'm going to be dead soon, so who gives a fuck? And it's true. I mean, in the scheme of things, if you're like 30 years old, if you look at summers, right? We're about to go into the summertime as I record this. In the scheme of things, I'm 35 years old. I really have maybe 15, 20 good summers left where I'm actually like going to be in shape enough to go to the beach and have fun and enjoy myself. That's not a lot. So every summer that goes by, and you know how fast these summers fly by, you're going to be one summer down, 2 summers down, 3. And that's how it is with life, with weeks, with months. There's a chart that I saw on a site called Wait But Why who really breaks it down, and it's mind-bending when you actually look at how little time you have left and how much time is actually already behind you. So that's a very simple mindset, is I'm going to die soon, so who gives a fuck? Next mindset is approval seeking doesn't work, right? Like we all think it does, but it doesn't. People immediately recognize when you're trying to kiss their ass, when you're trying to get their approval. And I've talked about this in my dating advice business, that women actually respect you more when you go for it. If a girl knows what you want, and if you sit around talking about puppy dogs and ice cream all night with her, and you never actually make a move, she's gonna kind of look at you like a little bit of a wuss, like you don't have any balls. On the other hand, if you go for it very confidently, very dominantly, even if she rejects you, she's still gonna respect you. She's still going to feel more attraction to you because you had the balls to go for it. And it's the same thing in any area of life. When your boss is going to respect you for asking for the raise. Even if he says no, then the guy who sits in the corner passively, aggressively, whining about not getting a raise. Next mindset is that people respect someone that strongly and assertively goes after what they want. And that kind of goes back to what I just said, that just the act of picking up the phone, calling that girl. I gave the example earlier how I wanted to call the girl, but I was scared. I did do it. Just the act of doing it, though, makes you seem like a confident guy. The fact that she's getting a call from a guy that she hadn't talked to in 2 months, her brain is going to go, wow, this guy's really confident to have the balls to call me. So just doing that actually makes you appear more confident. Next mindset is very simple. Again, nothing that scares you is ever really scary. The build-up to giving a speech is always a lot scarier than the actual speech. The build-up to picking up the phone and calling a girl or walking over to her and talking to her is a lot scarier than the process, because even if you crash and burn, even if you walk up to a girl on the subway and ask her for her phone number or just tell her that you think she's adorable and you had to come over and talk to her, the worst that's going to happen is she goes, oh, thank you, and she kind of turns and seems distracted or whatever, right? And then it's over. And then you think, wow, I just spent like days worrying about when am I going to ask her? When am I going to ask her? And then it happens and it's over like that. And that's why, like I said in the very beginning of this video, what really scares us is not rejection. It's that lack of approval. It's that being disapproved of by a girl, not fainting over us when we approach her. We're afraid that it says something about us, that it says we're not good enough. But this also goes back to the very first mindset, is that anybody who rejects you does not spend time with you 99.7% of the time, which means they don't even know you. They're not rejecting you. They're rejecting the 1.1% that they actually spent with you. So it's impossible for them to reject the real you because they don't know the real you. So I just wanted to give you 7 mindsets that may help you kind of get past that resistance. Today, use one of these mindsets to go out and go after something that you want. All right? Let me know how it works out for you.